Hello everyone, today is February 7th, 2016, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to use the relational operator. The relational operator allows you to compare two stocks against each other, and it visually shows you the relationship between one stock and the other. You can use the relational operator in the symbols search box on the main screen here, or you can use it in the indicators section for price performance as well. So as you can see, for price performance, I have here $ symbol, which represents the symbol that I have entered in the previous page, the symbol search page, which is right there. Currently, I have it inputted as the US dollar. And this second stock that I'm comparing against is the SPY, which is the S&P 500. So to compare the two, you would use the relational operator, which is the colon. So what this does is that this indicator would compare the US dollar versus the spiders, and we can see back on the main chart that the US dollar versus spiders has been in a negative downward slope since the beginning of 2013 all the way to about the middle of 2014. And after that, it started having a positive slope up until now. And that just means that the US dollar started to outperform the S&P 500 at October 2014 up until now. And we can also do a symbol comparison, relative comparison. So we can compare the US dollar versus the gold, for example. And currently I'm plotting a 5-year weekly chart, and we can see that from 2013, US dollar has actually been outperforming gold. The blue line represents the 50-day moving average, and it's been constantly sloping up in the past 3 years. This is just a weekly chart. If we go to the daily, for the daily, I have it set so that it's a 1-year range, but the weekly is a 5-year range. So this 1-year range, we can see that the 50-day moving average has actually sloped down, but generally the line has been sloping upwards. I'm thinking that the US dollar is probably gonna keep going up after a little while, after dipping for a few more sessions, based on the pattern that's seen before. We can also do another sort of comparison. For example, we can compare two stocks that are in the same sector. For example, Coke and Pepsi. Two companies, same sector, they make the same products pretty much. And which company is doing better than the other one when it comes to their stock charts? Let's see. KAO represents Coke, so we want to compare it to Pepsi, PEP. So this relational operator is basically a division. Okay, so the price, it basically means the current bar basically means the close of Coke minus the closing price of Pepsi, and what you get is a ratio, and that ratio gets plotted. And I'm just gonna use a 5-year weekly chart to get the overall big picture here. And you can see that from about the middle of 2012, well, let's just say October 2012, Pepsi has actually outperformed Coke since October 2012. 12. I know this because, as you can see, the blue line, 50-day moving average, is sloping down. Because this is a ratio of Coke to Pepsi, a downward slope means that Coke is being outperformed by Pepsi. But towards the end here, we can see that the blue line is actually starting to taper off and flattening out, which means that their performance is on par, about 1-to-1 to each other. And if we go into the daily, we can actually see that the 50-day moving average is actually sort of starting to slope up, which means in the short term, Coke is actually starting to slightly perform better than Pepsi. So this is just the relational operator. I just want people to know about it. I find it's a very useful tool, and hope you think so too.